How's it going? Out there in internet land? Were you probably reading? You're probably listening to this on a car or in bed.
On a car?
Or while you're pooping.
I like to think they're surfing on a car.
Okay.
And they're listening.
But definitely pooping either way.
People definitely listen to this while they poop.
I don't know. I listen to podcasts when I'm pooping sometimes.
Yeah. I listen to podcasts when I do everything.
So how you guys doing? Sorry, that's not a very useful question, as you're not here.
You don't care. Don't pretend you care about them.
I do. Deeply.
Okay.
We are back for another episode of Goose Chase.
Goose Chase.
We're off chasing another goose. Mm-hmm. Down the wily... You know what? It doesn't work if it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, but goose hole just sounds dirty.
Goose hole is dirty. All things goose related are actually really dirty. We're chasing a goose down the open thicket of the internet.
Ugh.
And
I don't like that either.
Why not?
I don't know. The word is thicket.
What's wrong with a thicket?
I don't know. I just don't like it.
I think you're still thinking about goose holes.
I am.
Stop.
And thickets and goose holes.
Anyway, we're back. So, gosh, do we have anything to intro about? Do we have anything to talk about in the beginning here? It's another day. It was just Halloween.
Yes, it was Halloween.
It was the spookiest of days here in lovely Austintown, Ohio.
I had a really good Halloween.
Yeah.
I had to go to work, but I dressed up as one of my favorite characters ever, Bee from Bee and Puppy Cat.
Let's talk about that, because your Bee costume, which you posted on Twitter, got retweeted by the people that own the Bee.
Yes, it was retweeted. So I tweeted it at Cartoon Hangover. Mm-hmm. And because they do the cartoon, Bee and Puppy Cat.
Yeah.
And it was retweeted by the founder of Frederator, which is the production studio, basically, that does Bee and Puppy Cat. And
it was pretty cool, because I went to look, and there's like 4 girls dressed up like Bee that they retweeted this Halloween.
Yeah.
And you're one of them.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
It was really nice that he retweeted that. It was really sweet. I got at least 1 follower from that. I don't really care about that, you know.
I don't really care, except that I desperately check all day how many followers I have. But still.
But it was nice that, like, someone thought that was cool enough that they want to follow me.
Yeah. You did a good job on it.
Proud of it. Honestly, half of the work is already done by the fact that, like, I'm just a similar build to the character.
You've said this before 1,000 times, but, like, you know, chubby girls with brown hair.
We are all the same person. Apparently.
Yeah.
Judging from the fact that, like, every time I've ever been near another chubby girl with brown hair, everyone thinks we're twins.
It's weird, because I think I've noticed, like, if you're even roughly the same prototype as another person, it doesn't just go for chubby white girls. It's like everything. Like,
right.
Like, there were 2... Okay, so Blaine might end up listening to this. Blaine that I work with. Hey, Blaine. He can vouch for the fact that just because there was another guy with red hair in the office, names mixed up all the time. In fact, one time, Ben won, like, $10, and they put it on Blaine's... They said, Blaine... They go, here you go, Ben. And he was like, thanks.
Like, and then he kept it.
If you're even vaguely out of the same toy box or whatever.
Right, we're not really good at, like, distinguishing
I guess not.
features. I get called Trish all the time at work. And I was like, Trish is our good friend who also works with me. And every time I'm like, this is bullshit, I was here first. And we look nothing alike.
No, you guys really don't look alike.
No, we don't. She has shorter hair than I do at the moment. Though we always wear our hair up at work, so I'm always surprised by how long it is.
But, like, again, if you're even vaguely the same general type of person.
You're just female, and it's the same thing. Kind of similar to this, I knew someone who claimed to have face blindness, which is a real thing. I'm not sure if he actually had it.
Right.
I'm willing to bet
he did. I think a lot of egotistical people that don't care about other people also think they have face blindness.
Right. I'm not sure if it was like a shtick that he did because he thought it was funny, but I am willing to just say that he did have it.
Sure.
But face blindness is basically where you can't recognize people by their facial features. Yeah. Like, they're just... Whatever part of your brain does that. Yeah. Can't put it together.
Kind of scary to think about.
Yeah. I read an article about it at one point, and there was someone who wrote a book about face blindness and how he had face blindness. And in the book, he wrote about his uncle, and he put in a picture of someone who was not his uncle. And like captioned it as his uncle because he couldn't recognize him because he has face blindness.
That's funny and weird.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I mean, can't blame him.
Yeah, right.
But the person I knew that had face blindness, I don't change my hair as often now, but I would have like a different hairstyle every few months or every 6 months. And he recognized people by their hairstyles. It was just like something he could distinguish. And so every time I cut my hair or dyed it a different color, he would reintroduce himself to me. And this was in college. I went to a really small college. Yeah. I saw this kid all the time. In fact, I was the president of a group that he was in, and we met like weekly or bi-weekly. Yeah. Like, you know who I am. He introduced himself to me so many times. And every time I'm like, Zach, he would like shake my hand and be like, oh, I'm Zach. And I'm like, dude, it's Christy. Like, I'm the president of this club. We see each other like several times a week. We're in classes together. We eat together. Like, you could stop introducing yourself. And he's like, I'm sorry. It's just like, I have face blindness and you change your hair and then I don't know who you are.
It's an interesting question, though. I wonder if, like, you were to be speaking and approach him, if he would go, oh, I recognize that voice.
That was another thing that I'd be like, can you not recognize the voice? I mean, I understand people can sound alike, too. You could still be like, oh, I'm not quite sure. But I feel like I have a fairly distinguishable voice.
I feel like I could recognize almost anybody's voice that I know pretty well.
Right.
Almost anybody.
Right. But anyway, I don't even know how we got here. People thinking everyone are the same person. But back to the original point. Yeah, I was B. No one at work knew who I was, but I didn't care. I had a really good day. We had a bunch of food because we had like a potluck at work, and my boss made pulled pork, and it was super good. Pulled pork. I made cheesecake and everyone liked that. And it was just a really good, it was a busy day, but it was really good. And
all of this on the eve of your birthday.
Yes, tomorrow's my birthday.
Yes. That was today, right?
That was yesterday for Halloween.
Okay.
It was on my birthday eve.
I don't know why I thought that's what happened today.
No.
Anyways,
today was not as fun.
But today was the eve of your birthday.
Yes.
Tomorrow is your birthday.
Yes.
It's the big 30. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about
Dirty 30.
The dirty 30. What are you thinking about it? I didn't take my 30th birthday well. You seem like you're doing pretty good.
I'm coming to terms with it.
Yeah.
So, because everyone I talk to who has turned 30 or is older than me and has gone through 30 has been like, so my biggest fear surrounding it is the fact that my life isn't what I thought it would be. Mm-hmm. It's still a mess. I still don't have my shit together. Yeah, and it just makes you, if you even go down that rabbit hole of comparing yourself to anybody else, it just makes you lose your mind. And everyone I've talked to who's been through it has said, yeah, no one fucking knows what they're doing by the time they're 30.
Right.
Like, that's a lie. No one has their shit together ever.
Yeah.
Some people are better at pretending than others, but, like, you're fine. And your 30s are great. Like, there's less pressure. You're finally really an adult and, like, get to just do what you want a little more and not worry about stuff so much. And I'm looking forward to that. Not that I really give a shit now, but it's reassuring for other people to be like, no, you're fine. Like, everybody has these same thoughts. And everyone feels that same way of like, I don't have my shit together and I'm failing at life. And it's like, no, it's okay to not know what you want to do when you're 30.
Yeah.
It's okay to, like, feel like you have a ways to go.
Yeah. I think so. I really do think that nobody ever has it figured out, no matter where they are in life.
I've just come to the realization that everyone has a struggle and everyone has stuff. Everyone has stuff.
Everyone's got stuff.
Everyone's got stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone's got shoes.
Shoes.
And that's never gonna end. And so I might as well just, like, enjoy the part of life that I'm in.
Yeah, right.
And just do the things I want to do. Quickly, one thing I haven't mentioned on the podcast, and I don't know how, is that I'm finally making moves on doing something I've wanted to do for years.
Let's talk about it.
Which is roller derby.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a 30 before 30 list that I was working on. Yeah. It's not complete, but I did do quite a few things on it. Basically just 30 things I wanted to do before I turned 30. I only started a couple months ago.
Right.
So I didn't give myself that much
Somewhere
time.
in the middle of 29, basically.
I really only had 3 months, I think.
Okay.
But it did get me to commit to doing things I might have let go otherwise. And none of it was super big, but there were fun things. And I got to put this on the list, kind of pencil it in as something I didn't expect I'd be doing. And I'm starting to do. Because I've wanted to do derby for a really long time. Because of health issues and money problems and just feeling like I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
I just wrote it off. And I started going to the gym a while ago, partly with the idea in the back of my head that I want to get in better shape, so this is something I can do. Mm-hmm. And then I got some encouragement from, I've talked a lot about the groups I'm in on Facebook, and I got some encouragement from someone who does derby, who basically said, don't wait to get in shape, then do derby. Let derby get you in shape.
Makes a lot of sense.
Just do it, and it'll figure itself out.
On some level, you should never wait until you've gotten everything in order to do anything. You should just start doing the thing you like.
Just don't wait for the right moment. If there's something you want to do, just do it, and you'll make the right moment for it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't let yourself put things off, because you'll never do them if you're afraid of doing it at the right time or the exact perfect way.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Just try it.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that the local derby group, Little Steel Derby Girls, they were recruiting, and I've been in contact with them. I'm going to start going to practice. Things are a little bit delayed because I had this tooth removed and I have stitches and I can't wear a mouth guard right now, which is annoying me. But I did get my skates and all my safety gear, and I've been skating around my basement, which is not real great because it has like a textured surface. So my mom can hear me skating in the basement.
It's a nature
like
stone
a 5-year-old.
thing, isn't it?
It's linoleum, but it has like pebble pattern on it.
Yeah, like nature stone kind of. Like it feels like a stone floor almost.
Yeah. It you can tell that it's not, but that was the idea.
Yeah, right.
I actually want to try at some point to do a little skate around your basement.
It's not really laid out really well for it at all.
Well,
but
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I can move some things around because I just want to figure out if I'm really, really, really bad still, or if I'm a little better than I thought. It's just like rolling over pebbles isn't good.
I'm going to hide the glass coffee table before you do that. The glass coffee table is probably the one right back there in the corner where you paint.
Oh,
the one with a giant sheet of glass across the top of it.
I don't even go over there. No.
That's coming out before this.
But I want to die in a glorious fashion.
All right, I guess that's a pretty good introduction.
Yeah, we talked for a bit.
I got a news quiz for you.
The
news quiz.
Oh, wait, I forgot to take my little flipper out.
Your little flippy. No, that's all right. Nobody noticed. I certainly didn't.
Okay.
News quiz. My favorite. I love this game. 2 false stories and 1 true story.
Is it true?
1 is true. You have to guess which one of these following 3 stories is the actual story. I think this is a stumper, but I don't know. We'll see. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right.
Bo's going to help me.
Okay, Dog's going to help. Awesome. He's so good at news quizzes.
He's very helpful.
Number 1. Ramen maker Nissin introduces a high-tech microphone, fork, and companion smartphone app, which produces noise-canceling tones on your phone to eliminate the sound of your slurping.
Like, just for you?
No, it's...
For everyone around you.
So, yes. You're slurping in your fork, and it picks up the sound of your slurping, and it makes noise-canceling sounds out of your phone to cancel the slurp.
Okay.
All right, that's number 1.
Cancel the slurp.
Cancel the slurp, number 1. Number 2, in New York City's Manhattan Federal Courthouse, longtime Garfield the Cat impersonator Alonzo Kaizen is arraigned...
Didn't know that was a thing you could do.
You know, they have all the people dressed up as like, oh, I'm Elmo, or
okay.
One of those. Longtime Garfield the Cat impersonator Alonzo Kaizen is arraigned for the violent beating of longtime Odie the Dog impersonator Farak Hamir.
It's just too perfect. It's too perfect, but I could see it happening.
All right.
Life imitates art. And bad cartoons.
So, Garfield beats Odie.
Okay.
Number 3, a lost painting, La Violetta, a portrait by the master, Da Vinci, which was thought to have been vanished by Nazi art looters, turns up, taped to the back of a Van Halen poster in a home in Muncie, Indiana.
Muncie? Like, isn't that where Jerry, Terry, Larry?
Yeah, that's right. No, on Parks and Rec, yeah, right. He vacations in Muncie, and everyone thinks it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because that's his dream vacation, is to go to Muncie.
Yeah.
So.
Jerry, Terry, Gary, Larry.
Jerry, Terry, Gary, Larry. Anyway, that's your 3. All Number 1, ramen fork with a noise-canceling tone on your smartphone.
I like to think that the tone is just... It's just a more annoying noise over top of you slurping. Or just
some guy going, don't listen to me.
I am not slurping ramen.
Number 2, longtime Garfield the Cat impersonator Alonzo Kaizen arraigned for the violent beating of Odie the Dog impersonator Farak Hamir. Number 3, La Violetta by the master Da Vinci, found taped to the back of a Van Halen poster in a home in Muncie, Indiana.
This is tough.
For these, it's not a matter even always of, like, plausibility, because all 3 of those things sounded pretty ridiculous, I think.
I'm going to go with Garfield beats Odie.
Garfield beats Odie.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Which one was it?
Would you like a second guess?
I don't even want to shame myself.
No? Okay. The real story, honest to God, is the Nissin microphone fork.
I just didn't even... I was like, I don't even think that's a thing. Like,
I know.
Like little microtones that could cancel out the sound of your slurping doesn't sound feasible.
Well, you know, like noise canceling headphones, right?
Yeah.
So the way they always work is if there's a sound that it hears outside, it produces a counter wave inside. So the idea is that the sound squashes itself out.
Okay, I guess I didn't really know how noise canceling headphones worked. I just knew that they worked.
It's still an incredibly stupid idea. It's still an incredibly stupid idea for this to exist.
The thing is, on the one hand, it's incredibly smart because there are a lot of people with misophonia.
Yeah.
Which, like, just hate the sound of people making noises while they're eating, and it drives them crazy.
Yeah.
If you were one of those people, just invest in this fork for everyone in your life.
Well, that's the idea, is you're blocking out their slurping. So you give this out for Christmas, and all of a sudden you can eat dinner with people again.
Yeah. You're like, just trust me.
But, no, yes, so that's the real one. I done stumped you.
Every fucking time.
Garfield Beats Odie was just so much fun to write, though. It felt like it could happen. It felt like it could happen. Because they work together if they're real, right?
I didn't think the first one, the noise canceling fork, was feasible. Mm-hmm. I felt like the art one that wasn't right.
No.
And I was
it's too cartoony.
I guess it's the one that's literally a cartoon.
Right? Yeah. Honestly, good guess. I would have also thought that was more likely than the other two.
Well, such is life. So I've got a little segment for you.
Got a middle segment here.
Got a middle segment.
All right, let's talk about it.
I'm gonna call this Sister Stuff.
Sister Stuff?
Sister Stuff.
Okay.
Which might be surprising because I don't have sisters.
People listening to this are totally missing out on the strange faces that you make at me when you say stuff like that.
Sister Stuff.
And like the big eyes with the paws, like the bad joke dog that's like, That's
just my face.
Yeah.
Guys, just always imagine me looking at you like that husky that just told a real bad dad joke.
Yeah, the one that was just paws going,
I think of that as the Gwen face, because my dog Gwen used to make that face all the time.
That's a classic dog face.
Oh, Gwen.
So tell me about Sister Stuff.
Sister Stuff. I have learned recently that I don't have sisters, but
you probably knew that already.
Have sisters.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
I probably knew I don't have sisters.
Yeah, you probably knew about the state of your sisters. That I don't have sisters? Yeah.
I was pretty aware of it.
you did say it like I learned recently.
Oh, no. I didn't learn that I have sisters. I learned that two people who are basically my sisters have been listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
One is your stepsister, Jessie.
Yep. Hey, Jess.
And I think her husband has listened a little bit too. We actually found out we went to your other stepsister's wedding. Yeah. And after the ceremony, before we went to the reception, we were kind of milling around the park where they got married.
Yeah.
And two of your stepsisters, Mandy and Jess, mentioned that they started listening to the podcast because they had a little bit of a drive, and so they put it on.
That was pretty fun.
And I was really surprised and not expecting it, and it made me feel really good that they decided to listen and they were enjoying it so far.
Yeah.
And Jess recently reached out and said, she was catching up and trying to listen to it more, and she's still really enjoying it. And sent me a topic to talk about. She's like, maybe you could use this for the new segment or something. And I was like, I'll figure out something for it. And then immediately sent another article about it and was like, oh, I just found this out. So it was about something called Erotica Land.
I'm sorry, what?
Erotica Land.
Is it like a pervert Disneyland?
It is an adult, literally adult, theme park. Guess where it was going to be?
Is there a wiener coaster?
I think there was something like that.
Okay.
I heard wiener bumper cars.
Even weirder. It's just a bunch of wieners bumping into each other. That doesn't sound great. Colliding at high speed.
Some people make it work.
Anyways, what were you gonna say about where it was?
Yeah, guess where it was.
Where it was located?
Where it was going to be built.
Gosh, I just can't even imagine. Certainly not the deep south of the United States. That would just be silly.
No. Not in the United States, I'll tell you that.
Helsinki.
No.
Okay, where?
Brazil.
That makes so much sense.
Right.
Those people bang without any shame.
Naturally, Brazil.
Everyone in Brazil is just at the height of their sexual energy for their whole lives.
Sexually free.
God.
It was going to be in, I'm going to slaughter this, Piracicaba, just outside of Sao Paulo.
Okay.
basically, there was going to be a lot of sex-themed stuff. There was going to be a hedge maze. I think you could be like... There's going to be a bush maze. There's going to be a 7D cinema.
7D?
It would actually let you see, smell, touch, and even taste every scene. Ooh.
Ew. No, thank you.
Close optional pool.
All right, that makes more sense. That's reasonable.
How
about a naked lazy river? There's a bunch of people floating around in inner tubes with nut.
There was to be no sex in the park. Although
that ain't gonna happen.
There would be motels owned by the park that you could just scamper off to and fuck. Because, riding on a giant dick is gonna... I don't
think that's heating anyone up, really, but whatever.
But, so she sent me that article, was like, oh, this is a cool thing.
Yeah.
And then immediately sent me another article about how it's not happening anymore.
God.
Basically,
someone thought that was a bad idea?
Well, it wasn't even that. It's that they're facing a recession.
Oh.
And that they just, don't have the money for it right now. It wasn't even that it's a bad idea.
No, right back to the meat and potatoes of it in Brazil. Why pay hundreds of dollars to go to a sex theme park when you can make your own at home?
When you could just walk down the street in Brazil.
Wow, that's a weird idea.
But I wanted to at least talk about it because she brought it to my attention and I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
I thought you'd like to hear about it.
Oh my God, I can't. All I'm going to be doing for the rest of the night is thinking up other attractions for this amusement park.
I know.
Yeah. 7D cinema is gross.
Yeah, I don't like that. Are you laughing at my face again?
No, I'm thinking Chris and I and Tommy, we came up with this idea years ago. It was Roger Sick Bastard. He was the eccentric billionaire we invented who's just a pervert and just funds these weird perverted projects. And his amusement park was all themed after feces. It was Shitland the amusement park. Mm-hmm. Sexland is way less gross. In some respects.
I don't know, sex is pretty gross.
I mean, it's alright.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't like it, but there's a lot of gross bodily stuff that happens. Just saying, humans are disgusting.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's change the topic.
Sure.
Because I'm not done with sister stuff.
Sister stuff. Sure. Let's keep moving.
So the other sister person in my life.
Sister person.
Is my sister-in-law, which I'm still getting used to saying.
Yeah, right.
Sarah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Sarah.
We celebrated my birthday, which is close family last weekend, and they got us a little gift. My brother and sister-in-law got us a little gift. Mm-hmm. And, they got me a little gift.
It's your birthday.
I'm sharing it with the podcast. It's the podcast gift.
It belongs to everyone now.
They gave me a trivia book, and she specifically said, hey, maybe you can use this on the podcast. And I thought, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
For a little segment every now and then. And I was just, thrilled that she's been listening and enjoying it so far. So, hi, Sarah. And I wanted to read a piece of trivia out of the book, but I wanted to give props to the book. So, it is Trivia for the Toilet, Double Duty. That's the name of the book. I didn't make the joke. Don't judge me.
That just obligatory poop joke, foghorn noise or whatever. Just.
So there's some pretty good trivia.
Some
pretty good trivia in here. Mm-hmm. There's also some good trivia.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna read one.
Let's hear it.
Like many amazing inventions, potato chips were originally a joke. Did you know that? I think I've actually heard this before, but yeah.
I have not heard this before.
In 1853, a restaurant in Saratoga Springs, New York, called Moon's Lake House, served French fried potatoes, which have origins in France and Belgium, and were popularized after Thomas Jefferson requested potatoes served in the French manner.
Yes.
For a White House dinner. The potatoes that Jefferson referred to were more like today's home fries, soft, thick cuts of potatoes to be eaten with a fork.
Sure.
But one night at Moon's Lake House, Chef George Crumb became annoyed when a diner kept sending back the potatoes, complaining they weren't thin enough. he decided to cut them so thin they couldn't be eaten with a fork. He cooked them until they were brown and crispy.
Yeah.
Instead of being irritated, however, the guests loved the potatoes. and soon, more people were asking for the potato chips.
Interesting.
With the invention of the mechanical potato peeler in the 1920s, the snack took off, and soon Herman Lay was selling them all over America.
Unbelievable. I did not know that.
Just a lark. It was a chef saying "fuck you."
Yeah, right.
To someone.
That's what it really is. Oh, okay. You don't like it? Well, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this stupid thing I do to your meal.
Can you imagine his ire? Can you imagine how angry he was when he's just like, and they fucking loved it. The swine. The swine.
The swine.
The tasteless swine.
That's something else. I did not know that.
Yeah. It makes me want to look up the history of the pretzel, because I feel like that's an interesting story, too.
It might be. I mean, the pretzel's
I feel like I knew it at one point.
The pretzel's a pretty respectable entry. I can't see it being a joke of any kind.
No, I think it was kind of like an accident kind of thing, or someone didn't have the right ingredients for something and they just fudged it. But
yeah, winging it.
Let's just make pretzels.
Oh God, I want to make pretzels.
That's it for the podcast. We're done. We're gonna go make pretzels.
You know what? I don't even want to necessarily make pretzels. I just want a big thing of pretzel salt to dip stuff in. The big, thick pretzel salt.
Okay.
That's all I want. I swear to God.
I just want to roll around in a big vat of pretzels.
I'm one of those gross bastards. I just love the salt. Just give me the salt, please.
Salt's fine.
I'm all about it.
It's okay.
Anyway, I guess we'll take a little break here. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yarp.
Yarp. And we'll be back in a minute with our main segment.
All right.
Buongiorno.
Hey.
Buongiorno.
Hey.
See.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what I'm doing. Welcome back. We have just had ourselves a nice little breaky. We are, it is time for our main segment. On this spoopy day after Halloween.
Ooh, spooky.
Still some spoop in the air.
I was hoping to be wearing my sleeping dress so you wouldn't be able to spoop my pants off, but I seem to have misplaced it.
Unfortunately, those pajama pants...
I'm wearing pants so you can spoop them.
Clean off.
You spoop them clean off. We did plan for this to be a spoopy episode, and we got an excellent suggestion from friend of the podcast, listener Laura. And she sent us an email. Hi, Laura.
We're saying hi to a lot of people this episode.
Yeah, let's say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
No, let's say hi to everyone we know. Just say all their names.
I'll get the phone book. Stay put.
Okay. No. She's been listening. She likes to listen when she is doing stuff around the house, and keeps us on track if we sometimes forget to post an episode one week, which we appreciate because someone needs to hold us accountable. We're not real adults.
Sorry I had to yell at the dog. He was like fixing to lick the toilet.
Oh, well, that's what he does.
Disgusting. Please continue.
You foul beast.
Yeah, gross.
So, she suggested that we look into the Black Mausoleum.
Yes, the Black Mausoleum, which at the time, like many of the things that have been suggested to us, I didn't know anything about.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of it.
So I looked into this one. I found some spoop. Found some spoop under the hood.
Find any dupe?
Not very much dupe. Less dupe than expected, but plenty of spoop. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. Shh, let's go with it.
So I'm going to tell this to you in stages. To appreciate the story of the Black Mausoleum, as it is commonly known, I feel like you have to go way back into history to appreciate where it is.
I'll get the DeLorean.
Yes. Please, fetch the DeLorean. for this quite freaky time travel adventure. It's known as the Black Mausoleum, but its proper name is Mackenzie's Mausoleum at Grefriars Kirkyard in Edinburgh, Scotland.
Ooh.
Yeah, right?
Going international.
Going international for this one. Hello, Scotland.
Hi, Scotland.
It's a cemetery. The Grefriars Kirkyard is a cemetery. It dates back to the late 1500s. It's a picturesque old cemetery, and it sits basically off to the side of the center of, or in the center of the city's historic center. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's on a hill overlooking the new town, basically.
Okay.
New town here means like the 1700s. Not new, but new for Edinburgh.
New-ish.
Yeah. Which, when I read that, I was like, shit, the United States is a baby. Like, I always forget.
Yeah.
You know? Their new town is like before we were properly founded.
I thought it was real cool when I lived in like a 98-year-old house. I was like, this is real old.
Yeah, right. No, it's crazy.
Not in Scotland.
Getting a sense of like how far back this goes. It also poses some problems and some challenges for research. Because a lot of what I'm going to be talking about here, we're talking about like the 1600s. You know, and records are not, it's not that there aren't records, but they're more scarce, or it's harder to pin down certain things. Do you know what I mean? But I will tell you what I was able to learn about it. The churchyard itself, Grefriars Kirkyard, was founded in 1561, and it takes its name from the friary on site. The Greyfriars literally are friars in gray cloaks. Okay. Which is kind of interesting to me. And the friary was dissolved 2 years prior to when they founded this. It was established basically as a replacement burial site for the site at St. Giles, right? Which is, there's public records at the time basically saying, we don't want to have more burials in this church. It gets really smelly in the summertime. Ugh. It's really gross. Can we just like move this party to the outside of town? Right? Is the basic idea. Move
this party to the outside of town.
Move this dead people party somewhere else, because I ain't having it. That's the theory.
It's a dead man's party.
Yeah. So anyway, there's some very interesting features on site. Just speaking generally about it.
A giant water slide.
Woo!
That's my grandma!
The most interesting to me, I think, is something called Greyfriars Bobby, which is a dog. I think his name was just Bobby. I can't quite tell. Who guarded his master's grave for years and years, and then they buried the dog as well in the graveyard. Not near his owner, which is weird. But that's because they had to bury him in an unconsecrated part of the land, you know, to avoid being blasphemous or whatever.
Yeah, to avoid people being assholes.
Yeah, so they buried him pretty close to the entrance, and the Greyfriars body is still part of the
bury the dogs in the consecrated land. They probably deserve it more than you do, you filthy human being.
They certainly deserve it more than some people there, which we will get to.
Oh.
It is considered by a lot of ghost hunty people to be one of the more haunted graveyards in the world, maybe the most. Right?
Let's go.
While that has a lot to do with the fact that it's a really old graveyard, I think, and a lot to do with sort of incidences of, you know, hauntings, which I'll get into later, things people say happen.
Mm-hmm. Also, teenagers getting drunk in the graveyard.
Yeah, well, there are stories about that, which I did not cover in my notes, but I'll tell you another time. Because apparently some teenagers got into there and got into some weird stuff. Ooh. Well, I'll just talk about it on here, because I didn't write it down. But I remember correctly, sometime in the early 2000s, a couple of teenagers went in there and, like, grabbed some skulls and, like, made skull puppets with their hands and shit. Got in a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah, you don't do that.
No.
Don't mess with people's skulls.
They actually managed to get charged on a desecration of, like, a corpse charge, which is exactly what it is.
That's what it was.
Yeah. So
no skull puppets.
Don't do that.
Don't do skull puppets.
That was someone's head once, okay?
Yes.
And it had their little teefies in it.
Their little teefies were there. Don't put your hand where their little teefies were.
But I think a lot of the mystique of this place and why it is so fascinating and scary to people has a lot to do with its history. So this is where I want to go back and look at the beginning of this place, right?
Going back in time.
Ooh, I wonder what it was like back then. Back then. Hello there. This place has a really prominent place in the history of a movement known as the Covenanters of Scotland.
Okay.
And so I think this has a lot to do with its place right now, and a lot to do with why people are fascinated with it. The Covenanters are a religious movement, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All the way back in the day. This is basically it starts around 1537.
Jesus.
I know. I mean, just like appreciating how long back some of this stuff happens is amazing. And their purpose was to maintain their Presbyterian doctrine as like the dominant doctrine of Scotland, of like the Church of Scotland, right?
Yeah.
And, it's worth noting that there is a Church of Scotland, and there's a Church of England, and there's,
a lot of other places do that. I mean, that's the reason why America was formed, to have a freedom from a specific religion you had to be, and you'd be persecuted if you weren't that religion.
Yeah, I mean, appreciating this kind of does shed a little bit more light on what exactly America was trying to avoid, because lots and lots of wars and bloodshed and bad things happened in the name of these national churches. These, the Church of the Realm, you know what I mean? And the Covenanters are, resisting change at this point and trying to maintain their Presbyterian faith, right? Which is, it's a real subject of conflict mostly after 1581. So that's, we're talking 40 some years after the fact. It becomes a real source of conflict. There's a minister by the name of John Craig that drafts this document, the name of which I somehow forgot to write. But it's basically a declaration, right? It's a denunciation of the Pope. And it's a denunciation of the Roman Catholic Church at large. It makes its way,
But Roman Catholicism is just so perfect.
I mean, they got that Pope. They're pretty into that Pope. You don't talk smack about that Pope.
Yeah.
So if you're talking smack on the Pope, you're about to get a fistful of Pope hand in your face. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
Pope's not happy. Church of England isn't happy. This document is ratified, accepted, signed onto, and basically moves its way all the way up to the top of the Church of Scotland.
Oh God, popes are really old.
Yeah.
It's a really old concept.
They've had popes for a real long time.
Blown. My mom went to Italy when she was younger, when she was in high school, and she got to go to the Vatican. She actually had a cousin who was training to be a priest, and he was at the Vatican. Like, he lived there. And so she kind of got to see parts of the Vatican you're not supposed to see.
Sure, yeah.
He snuck her in.
Palling around with the guards and all that.
Yeah. And somewhere on the grounds, there are pictures of all the popes, and there were, frames that are empty where the next pope's picture is to go.
Yeah.
There weren't many left empty. And the theory was that when they were all full, that's it.
They
that's
assemble
the end of the world.
Mega Pope.
Yeah, they all come back from the dead, and they all form one giant mega pope, and he just destroys the world. Like
an enormous Megazord-like beast made out of all the previous popes. And it just traipses along the world on a global scale. I want to see the Pope Hall of Fame. Why isn't that a thing?
Well, this is basically it.
Yeah.
That was the Pope Hall of Fame.
The greatest of all time.
I mean, there weren't that many popes. So you can't really have a Hall of Fame.
I mean, there's been a lot of popes.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few popes.
But they were almost out of pope space. They were running low on pope space.
Precious limited pope space.
And she, it freaked her out. Because they were like, once we're out, that's it.
That's
it for everybody.
This is
back
someone's
then, she was a
decision back
believer.
then, is the idea.
Right.
Someone way back was like, we're going to make 20 more frames. Because that's all the popes we're going to need.
That's all the wood I have. And this is what we're doing.
Pope Hall of Fame.
We have filled all the walls. We have no more space. But yeah, popes go way back.
Yeah, lots of popes. And this pope in particular is pretty pope-peeved, I will say.
Pretty peeved off pope.
Yeah. Basically, it's not even really, the conflict isn't even as much with the pope, which is, of course, it's a deal, but like, it's really, this really miffs the King of England, right? Who at the time I believe is Charles the First. Mm-hmm. But Scotland's King James the Sixth, codifies this into the Church of Scotland. Like, it becomes, all these declarations of denunciation and all this stuff. This becomes official church doctrine.
It just says, fuck the Pope.
Yeah, fuck the Pope. Can't tell me what to do, Dad. Basically, this comes to a head in 1637. Mm-hmm. Now, we're talking, this is now, like, again, another, 50 years later or something. The Church of England, via the Archbishop of Canterbury, starts pushing back on this and trying to redefine the liturgy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And of course, they have sway, they've control over Scotland, right? I mean, this is like England is still kind of top dog. You know what I mean? There's like a fealty kind of system or whatever.
Scotland was like the rebellious teenager.
Yeah, more or less.
That were like the rebellious 19-year-old that moved out of the house.
Yeah.
But
he started
still
listening
kind
to
of
jazz music.
Yeah, under his parents' sway and fuck you guys, I'm not gonna be your religion.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
In England's well, you're gonna regret this. You're not invited home.
Yeah, it gets
for family dinners.
It gets equally nasty as not being invited home for family dinner.
I was gonna say Thanksgiving, but obviously not.
All right, not a thing yet.
Oh God, I'm so ignorant.
But basically, what I wanted to say here is that this is a really long story from this point on. There's a lot that I could say about this, and I wanted to condense.
Okay.
But basically, what you start to see here is the Covenanters' doctrine, becomes parliamentary policy, and then this leads to them actually defeating King Charles the First in what they call the Bishops' Wars.
That's the...
I swear to God, this is a thing.
That's so cool sounding.
The Bishops' Wars?
So, King Charles, he was the English king.
Yes. Right, at this time, they're sort of they're kind of waving this Episcopalian flag. You know what I mean?
Don't use such foul language.
I'm
imagining them on a giant chessboard. Harry Potter style.
Of course.
That's it.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but basically the Scottish win here at first, right? Mm-hmm. And this
impressive.
Basically this collapse of this very delicate structure that they have here.
England's starting to lose a little bit of control on people around them.
This leads into the English Civil War, the Scottish Civil War, and the Irish Confederate Wars.
Jeez.
I wrote, it's a pretty damn big deal.
Yeah.
This is the kind of shit that used to happen all the time. These holy wars.
Yeah.
Are really, really common.
This is something that occasionally people will be oh, name, one war caused by Christians.
Which is hilarious.
Which is real funny, because you're literally, a lot of them.
Yeah. We're living through some really, really nasty Islamic shit right now.
Yeah.
But Christians are not blameless throughout history.
No.
In fact, it used to, for a while there, just be them duking it out all the time.
Yeah.
And if not them alone, then, picking it out with the Jews or the picking it out with the Muslims, just,
Every religion thinks they're right, and they think they're the only religion that's right.
Yeah.
Some religions are better at being okay with letting other people have their own thing and not worrying about it. Mm-hmm. Because, this is my personal theory, they've always kind of been the underdogs. They don't necessarily proselytize. They're we have our people, we do our thing. We know you don't think we're right. We don't care. We don't care if you want to be what we are or not. I'm thinking of Jews and, like, Muslim religions, they're like, yeah, I'm not gonna... I've never met a Jew or a Muslim person that was like, no, you're totally wrong and you're fucked. Again, you gotta be like me.
Again, you're in America, you know? And so, like, contextually, I think around the globe, it happens. You know, wherever there is a majority and a minority,
it does. I do live in a place that doesn't have a national religion, and
not officially anyway.
Right.
Not on paper.
And you know, freedom of speech is a thing, and I am a fairly open-minded person, and I'm not a religious person.
Yeah.
So I've felt way more bullied where I am, by Christian people. Mm-hmm. Than I ever have by any other religion. But Christianity is way more common here.
Yeah. And anywhere there's, you know, like I said, a minority and a majority on thoughts like this, there exists pressure.
Yeah.
It just exists. But by historical standards, I think it's a pretty calm world as far as, you know, religious warfare goes. By historical standards. And this is kind of just something that I had occasion to reflect on in here. It wasn't a main point of mine, but now that we're talking about it, it does seem like this was a particularly nasty time for people trying to kill each other over what they believed. I wrote, it feels really insufficient to skip so far ahead, but I'm going to skip even further because we could be here all night talking about these.
Yeah.
You know, way down the line, the Covenanters are completely overpowered and run out of power by King Charles II. Right?
Okay. So and also just real quick, if this is something you guys want us to talk about in detail at another time, or you want to hear more about something we've spoken about, shoot us an email.
Yeah.
And
I can do episodes on the Covenanters.
Yeah, it's goosechasepodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or contact us on Twitter or Facebook. And let us know what you want us to talk about. Because if this is something you enjoy hearing about, we'd love to talk about it more.
I think Holy Wars could be a whole episode in and of itself.
I think individual Holy Wars could be a whole episode of themselves. Because there's always a lot of things to consider with this kind of stuff.
In this case, it doesn't really end up very well for the Covenanters. Right?
Okay, and the Covenanters were the Scots...
The Scottish Presbyterians.
Okay.
Trying to maintain their Presbyterian belief against the exerted pressure of King Charles.
And, okay, so this was a lot, and I'm already getting confused. So the Presbyterians were denounced, or they had denounced the English?
They denounced the Pope, the Roman Catholic Church, and basically gave the finger to the Church of England.
Okay, so presumably they kind of won the initial battle, but now they've run out of steam by King Charles II.
Yes, King Charles II comes along, pushes back,
and basically, he's like, we're not wins. Done here.
Basically wins. Covenanters still exist at this point, but they are squashed, right? There are, basically King Charles II is cleaning house. Any bishops who won't play ball are removed. They're forced out, right? So now he's replacing the Church of Scotland bishops with friendly, bishops.
Friendly bishop.
You know what I mean?
The friendly bishop.
The friendly bishop, who aren't so friendly after all, it seems. In response to this oppression, the Covenanters, they launch kind of a last hurrah. They have a couple of rebellions. Mm-hmm. They're doing they're having covenancies, they call them, in open fields everywhere. They're having basically open air rallies and protests.
Okay.
It's between this and a couple of outright rebellions, outright fighting. They're trying to push back. The last rebellion of these is in 1679.
Okay.
Right. This is when it's literally a bunch of people with pitchforks fighting the king's army. Right? It's it's almost silly to picture. And they're
also how much of a fucking brave badass do you have to be to just go out with a pitchfork and be like, nope, this is what I believe in. Yeah. It's fucking right.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. I'm probably gonna die, but I'm gonna kill a couple people with a pitchfork first.
You're taking on knights on steeds.
Right.
With a pitchfork because you believe in something.
I'm going on the record. I don't think I've ever believed in anything that much, nor do I think I will. I just don't. I'm not made for that.
I don't believe in being right that much.
Right.
You know? And that's really what it comes down to, is you have to, on some level, admire the commitment.
Yeah, and also maybe the fact that I'm not religious, that it's like, it is a foreign concept to me.
Yeah.
To believe in religion so much.
Yeah.
That you're willing to risk literally your life, literally everything.
Yeah. And these people did. And they showed it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, again, end well. Because this last big stand here, and this is where we're starting to get towards Grefriars Kirkyard. Right?
You mean pitchforks? Didn't do it?
Didn't do it. Surprisingly.
Weird.
This last big stand is the Battle of Bothwell Brig. Brig meaning bridge. Right?
Bothwell
Brig.
Bothwell Brig.
The Battle of Bothwell Brig! I can yell things!
You sound like you're gonna hurt yourself.
The problem with this rebellion, they're out of steam. They're tired. They're not focused. They're infighting. They're fed up. Their
pitchforks aren't sharp anymore.
Their pitchforks are all dull and bent funny, and they don't have any strategic leaders left. They have nothing. I mean, they're really just a bunch of...
their movement was basically done before this.
Yes.
They're not in a good place.
This is like their Braveheart moment, but where it goes bad.
Yeah. If Braveheart was a different movie.
Yeah, right.
And Mel Gibson didn't give that truly inspiring speech.
Yeah, right, exactly. And instead they were just quabbling about something instead of fighting. They were totally unprepared for the retaliation that happened at Bothwell, which ended in complete defeat. 1,200 Covenanter rebels were captured and brought to Edinburgh.
Oof.
1,200. The time period that follows, I shit you not, is simply called the Killing Time.
Oh, God.
That's all they called it.
Chills.
The Killing Time. It's dark, right?
I always kind of thought I wanted to visit Scotland, but do I want to visit a place that has a part of their history that's just called the Killing Time?
The Killing Time. That's just what it was for, and that's just what they did.
I mean, we had the Killing Time, but it's a really beautiful country.
Yeah, there was the Killing Time, but look, goats.
Seriously, every country has its bad shit.
Oh yeah, every place, everywhere.
God, that's chilling.
It is chilling. This is where we get into, again, Grefriars Kirkyard, and the Black Mausoleum, whose proper name is the Mackenzie Mausoleum, as I mentioned, right? Mm-hmm. George Mackenzie of Rosehaw, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, Rosehaw, comes in. He's remembered by history, and this is something that's important to distinguish, I think. History mostly looks back on him, and I read a lot about him from a bunch of different sources. The primary things people talk about him for being is a lawyer, an essayist, a political writer, and an orator. He's a knight. He's a member of the Scottish Parliament. He is basically the complete image of nobleman, right? The thing is, he's also the minister responsible for the persecution of the Covenanters at this time, and is particularly responsible for the imprisonment of 1,200 Covenanters in a field near Grefriars Kirkyard.
So he let the killing time happen. He was a big part of it.
He's Mr. Kill Time.
Mr. Killing Time.
Yeah. It becomes difficult with the resources available to me, and this is a place where I feel like my Google degree did not get me as far as I wish it had.
Yeah.
It becomes difficult, really, to look through records of the time and determine what happened beyond kind of hearsay or...
We need to go find some, real old Scottish microfiche.
Yeah, right. It's just hard. I mean, because the thing is, again, a lot of what you read about him are his treatises. He wrote this, document on the ways in which a neighboring system or a neighboring kingdom's policy may well make its way into our policy, and that was considered really interesting political writing at the time. And he wrote defenses of the King of England. Sort of pleaded on his behalf to the people, writing these sort of high-minded
And you're like, dude, you killed a bunch of your countrymen.
Yeah, I mean, not in brains or in, stature or anything, but like on some level, his function was very similar to a Thomas Paine. He's like a thinker. He's a writer. He's an influencer. And that's what people really talk about a lot with regards to him. Mm-hmm. The reality...
just like the Covenanters picked a side and fought for it.
Yeah.
He picked a side and did the same thing. But he just fought with his pen and not with the sword.
Yeah, and on some level,
and then he followed through.
I think there's some calculation there, too.
Yeah.
Later, and I didn't talk about this anywhere else, but later there's a point at which, he basically resigns from his post due to the repercussions of some of the positions he had taken. Mm-hmm. And it seems calculated. It seems like a politician.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was a politician. He was a politician. Level, call him anything else, but absolutely.
It was very political. I mean, he's a knight of the...
You can't pick a side in that conflict and have it not be political. Not gain or lose something politically. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
If you're involved, there are all kinds of repercussions, and some of them are political. And... if you're shrewd-minded, which it sounds like he was, you're thinking about that.
Yes.
He was definitely into the machinations of that.
It's hard to tell whether he's totally shrewd and calculating or whether he's a real believer. It was actually hard for me to tell.
And there's no saying he couldn't be both.
And if you're sufficiently good at your job, it should be hard to tell the difference.
Right.
Right? The one thing I read reported and I couldn't confirm was that the 12-headed Covenanters were not the total captured. That actually more were captured, but only 1,200 were imprisoned. That actually 3,000 were captured, leaving 1,800 to have been killed, starved, frozen, all these different ways of dying.
Jesus.
I couldn't confirm it. I did see claims like this represented elsewhere. I also saw somewhere a claim made that he was responsible for as many as 18,000 of his countrymen's deaths. This would be things that go well beyond the physical location of Grefriars Kirkyard. Yeah. Again, couldn't confirm it, so I'm really just sticking with this 1,200 number.
Right.
Because that's what I can confirm.
And that's enough.
It is enough. Here's what is mostly known. George Mackenzie earns the nickname Bloody Mackenzie.
Yeah.
This is a name that sticks to him, and that's not for nothing. Many people are without a doubt killed during this time. Many others are shipped away to the Australian colony, right? Mm-hmm. The 18,000 claim was reported on a website called historicmysteries.com, but nowhere else. So I just wanted to note that I found it questionable. It is undisputed that he was responsible for the punishment and oppression of those last survivors of the Covenanters' rebellion. And the testimonies of some of those people, some who were hanged and executed, put their blood on his hands in their statements. Mm-hmm. He was reported to, how did she say it? Someone referred to him, and I have to actually find it. Goodness, see, I'm a little bit out of order here. Never mind. I'm gonna skip it. But they refer to him as basically like a filthy excommunicate or something like that. And they in their dying statements put the blame on him.
Well, yeah, if
he's the enforcer.
If you're being persecuted and you've been caught and taken in and held captive by your own countrymen, and someone's gonna be the one to follow through and kill you or not, and you know who that person is who's making that call. Yeah, you put it in their hands. Yeah, you put that on their head. It
seems
That's absolutely the reaction that you have.
The reason I'm going out of my way to say this now is just, again, because of the contrast that I found in the way his life was reported.
Yeah.
The fact that exists, and it's just kind of a weird footnote, really caught me off guard. Mm-hmm. So, now on to hauntings! Woo! Which is a separate section here I just want to get into, because after all,
Mackenzie.
This is our spoopy Halloween episode, and Bloody Mackenzie has to be examined as a ghost story in its own right.
You sound like Jon Snow when you say it.
Yeah.
Bloody Mackenzie.
He is laid to rest. He dies on May 8th, 1691. He's laid to rest in the mausoleum just yards away from the site of the makeshift prison on the grounds of the churchyard where those 1,200 people were kept. Oof. Right? So very, very close. Those areas are later absorbed into the churchyard too. Mm-hmm. They were, at the time, they were sort of outside the churchyard walls. Yeah,
but then you have a lot of dead people and you need more grounds.
The walls extend, encapsulate those, and they become stone and fence buildings, mausoleum buildings on the site. Mm-hmm. In the intervening years, leading up to, I don't know exactly when they stopped saying this, but there was a little children's rhyme that the little children of Edinburgh would say at the gates of the kirkyard, which is, lift the snick and draw the bar. Bloody Mackenzie, come out if you tar.
Ooh, I got chills again.
You're right? Unbar the door and come out if you dare.
Yeah.
Right? This is like one of those things, kids creep themselves out.
Come get us, Bloody Mackenzie.
Yeah, come and get us.
Come get us.
It's like Bloody Mary, right?
Yeah. Candyman.
Yeah. It becomes, that's how it integrates into the culture years and years after real atrocities pile up there.
Yeah.
It becomes this kind of legend among
just becomes a ghost kids. Story, yeah.
Right, which I think is very interesting.
I like that those badass Edinburgh kids are like, yeah, you just try to kill us, Bloody Mackenzie.
Yeah, try and
come get us.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's just funny how things get distilled and such gory pasts become something you can make light of and children talk about.
This is something I want to touch on later, but you're absolutely right. And that occurred to me in the research. It's interesting how time changes things.
Yeah.
So to get into spoopy stories, there are a lot of them about this plot of land. There's even sort of a resurgence of new stories, a new wave of ghost stories around here. Here's where it starts. Here's where the new wave of ghost stories start. Because the old stories aren't really recorded anywhere for me to find, popularly. But there's this giant wave of hauntings that starts around.
Traditionally new waves started in England, right?
In 1998, this story starts going around. And it inspires a whole bunch of more stories. I will tell you the story. It's said that a homeless man broke into the Black Mausoleum, Mackenzie's mausoleum.
Bloody Mackenzie.
And ransacked the place. The story goes that he was looking for shelter or something like that, but while he's in there, he starts looting the place, right? Mm-hmm. He's going around opening caskets and looking around until he reaches Mackenzie's tomb. Mm-hmm. Goes to pry it open. In the process, the floor underneath him gives out. Mm. Where he falls to is basically an open pit underneath the mausoleum filled with the remains of plague victims, where they had just shoveled bodies under there because there were so many at the time. They just had to find places to put them. So he falls into a pit of still rotting plague victims. Ugh. He freaks the fuck out, understandably.
Wait, when was this?
1998.
In 1998, there were bodies of plague victims?
This is what the story says.
It just threw me because you said still rotting.
Yes. That's what the story said.
Okay.
Now, you're doing exactly what I did, which is go, something about this seems weird.
I know a little bit about human decomposition.
The end of the story is that he basically flees never to be seen again, and the next day, someone walking by sees the mausoleum with the door blown off its hinges, like something had blown it out into the middle of the churchyard. Mm-hmm. It has been mentioned already. This has the telltale signs of a bullshit story.
All right.
The number one being, if the guy fled and was never seen again, how do we know this?
Yeah.
It's a really common element of bullshit stories.
And also it's like some homeless man. There's no detail.
Yeah.
Nothing to give it credence.
But why this story is important is that ever since, there have been a rash of people claiming that having been there, they had, haunted or spooky experiences. Mm-hmm. I want to pull this quote from historicmysteries.com. People reported burns, skin gouges around the neck and abdomen, unexplained bruises, broken fingers, feeling as if one's hair is being pulled. Some visitors have said they were punched or kicked by an invisible attacker. Others talk of feeling nausea or numbness, strange smells or auditory hallucinations, such as wall and floor knocks, all having occurred with multiple witnesses present.
Does this place have a gas leak?
Some even claimed the ghost had followed them back home or to a hotel. Now, here's the thing.
Yes.
Here's my thoughts on this.
I want to know the thing.
And I know I would have liked to dedicate more time to hauntings. Mm-hmm. But I think that this is the most that I can say on it, is that everywhere I went trying to find a specific story, I found claims of a lot of stories.
Yeah.
But very, very little in the way of actual, like a specific account.
Right. Can't find one linked to a specific person, just like...
No real names.
It's like urban legend stuff.
The one I did find was on a guy's blog, which was fun. Vagabond3.com, a guy named Bob, simply Bob, reported that he found a red half-inch thick scratch on his back, but he found it back at the hotel when he was in the shower, and he had no idea when it got scratched.
Okay.
That's the most specific story.
Right. So it's like it could have happened anytime.
Right.
But it could have been from there.
This claim of over 500 hauntings keeps popping up. For some reason, that over 500 seemed interesting to me, right?
Yeah.
Because why does this number keep getting reported?
Yeah.
When I looked into it a little further, I think this is the telltale marker of bullshit in this story. Mm-hmm. There is on site a ghost tour that exists to this day. I don't know when they started it. Run by someone named Jan Andrew Henderson. It seems to me it's really easy to imagine the incentive for claiming that a place is haunted if you run a ghost haunt on site.
Right.
So
you're thinking they might have like spread these rumors of lots of haunting stories around, and it just kept picked up and ooh, spooky
sounds. It's a skeleton.
I almost bought a fake skeleton today at work because it's the day after Halloween, so everything's deeply discounted.
Yeah. Man, you should get some candy.
I can get you some. It's 50% off. Anyway.
So here's what I think actually happened. I think an urban legend started. I think probably for a long time people talked about this place being haunted because it's a grave site. And it has a gnarly past. Right?
If ghosts are real, logic would dictate that probably every grave site is haunted.
Sure. Yeah, that's where I would look first for ghosts if I thought that they were real.
Yeah.
I think that coupled with the fact that when you believe that a place is haunted and you believe that things can be haunted, you're really likely to experience more strange behavior.
Well, you're willing to chalk things up to to it being a haunting rather than logically deduce what they could actually be from.
Yeah.
Can I quickly retell one of my favorite stories I've ever heard? Mm-hmm. Carrie Poppy. Is someone I admire greatly. She does a really great podcast that we've talked about before called Ona, Ross, and Carrie. And she has a really great TED Talk that everyone should watch. You can see it on YouTube. But her story was basically... It's a weird sound. Car driven by or a plane, maybe. Anyway. her story is essentially that she was living in someone's, I want to say like a back house kind of situation. Mm-hmm. And they're letting her live there. She was staying there. And she started to feel these weird feelings, like very anxious, overwhelming feelings, mm-hmm. a sense of dread, feelings of nausea, just all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. And not knowing what was going on. And even as a pretty logical person, she was like, there was no explanation for this. Like, I think I'm haunted. And so she did a lot of things. I watched the TED Talk for her telling the story and all the details, because I don't want to get into it. But she looked into a lot of things and tried a lot of things. And at one point she went on a message board about hauntings. And someone on the message board said, you might have carbon monoxide poisoning and you should really get your house tested, because all of the symptoms you're describing, like feeling a pressure on the chest and paranoia and dread and nausea and all of these things, are symptoms. And it is one of the most frequent logical explanations for hauntings. Mm-hmm. So she got her place tested, and it absolutely was that. So just, that's the first thing I think of now whenever I think of hauntings and wanting to believe, because there could be something else going on. There could be something life-threatening going on, but A, it's more fun to think it's the spooky thing.
Yeah.
And B, it's, if you believe already, you're just more willing to think it's that.
Yeah.
It's just how we work.
I think so. I think it's a major influencer. And I think all of the symptoms and things that people reported in this particular case, so many of those can be tied to just general fear responses.
Right.
You're more aware of all your senses when you're frightened, because biologically you're made to be. Mm-hmm. You know, you're ready for something to land on you. You feel something over your shoulder. You're expecting to be stalked, you know.
Right.
All these are really normal responses to fear. And fear is really easy to generate in a place that is just creepy.
Yeah.
You know?
I went on a ghost hunt once.
Yeah.
At my college campus.
Yeah. I think you told me about this.
There were no ghosts.
No ghosts.
One possible rat. But no ghosts.
Possible rat. So I want to get to the conclusion here. Mm-hmm. This episode took me in a lot of directions. It took me way farther into the past than I expected.
Yeah.
You know, this is an episode intended to be spoopy for Halloween and get into some ghost stuff. And
it kind of just made me sad.
Well, yeah, for me, the irony of this was the ghost stuff was not particularly spoopy to me. I think it's pretty explicable in a lot of ways. I think having a haunted site is really good for tourism and for your, you know, people say running a ghost haunt, you know, thing. So yeah, I think a lot of that is pretty easily explicable. For me, the really scary thing here isn't Mackenzie the poltergeist or the ghost, you know, the haunting that place. It's Mackenzie the man. Yeah. That, I think, this episode is what scared me the most. And there's something I left out that I want to talk about in a bit here. Like I said, again, in his Wikipedia entry and in all these different, you know, sources, they're really scarce on the details of his brutalities. We just kind of know he's responsible. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Even though, you know...
Which is a little suspicious.
Yeah.
That there's not more detail.
Especially considering that people refer to him specifically and say their blood is on his hands. You know, with their dying testimonies. I want to describe this here. This is the last descriptor I want to give of Mackenzie. This was something from Historic Mysteries as well. But I thought it was really very telling. While it wasn't mentioned in any other sources, anything like this wasn't discussed, I think it's a very plausible and a very chilling detail about him. They said, and this is their quote, "This vile brute was in charge of the Presbyterian Covenanter persecution on behalf of Charles II, and though his everyday life facade was that of a loving husband and father, legal scholar, published author, it's said he wrote the first Scottish novel, and very well-read man. The private business of persecution that he conducted on behalf of the king was so well hidden that even his wife never saw this vicious and sadistic side. The persecution was relentless." That's their description of him. And so I guess I wanted to, with this spooky episode, say my takeaway, and what really scared me this episode, was how quickly, and you mentioned this earlier, and I'm glad you did. I'm glad you saw what I did in it. How quickly atrocity fades into woeful stories, and then into legends, and then into spooky stories for kids, and then eventually into nothing at all.
Yeah. It kind of makes me mad that someone who was awful and sadistic, but hit it well.
Really well.
By all means, charismatic and a good liar.
And he made it noble.
Right.
He served the crown. He did his job.
It's all but forgotten. It's all but forgotten. At least 1,200 lives?
Mm-hmm, at least.
At least 1,200 lives.
Some people say as many as 18,000, a number I was unable to verify.
Right.
But he was in charge of this.
I mean, I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts. And we like true crime in general, you and I. Mm-hmm. And serial killers come to mind. But I can't think of a truly sadistic serial killer in recent history that once we discovered them for who they were, we kind of like glossed over it and went,
yes,
he was doing it for the right reasons. I mean, that's a little bit different.
It's different.
And maybe his motivation wasn't exceptionally personal and deviant in the way of like, oh, I just want to chop someone's head off and do whatever. But he did. I don't know exactly what he did, but he did shit. Yeah. And it sounds like from some descriptions, he relished it. Yeah. So it's just astonishing that can just be so easily forgotten. And
I think there's a reason for this. I think there's a reason that we like to think that we get the histories right. And that we correctly put everybody into the right piles of good guys and bad guys. But I don't think that happens. No. I think realistically, not. Mackenzie served the English crown. Mm-hmm. The English crown won that conflict. They put him in a glorious mausoleum. And if you wait around long enough, the winners are the ones who get to tell the stories. Mm-hmm. And the overwhelming memory of him is one of a nobleman, a writer, a gentleman, and a man of service for that reason. And that, I wrote, might be the spoopiest spoop of all.
Spoopiest spoop. Ever to spoop.
Pretty spoopy.
It's pretty spoopy. It's really depressing.
I know.
It is. For people who don't personally know me, and even those who do, I am a person that has like a very defined sense of personal justice. Mm-hmm. And get very upset when that's violated. Yeah. And that's something that just, like, it hits me in this very deep level that, like, we can never, sometimes some things are so far back in history, we can never really know the right or wrong side. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a really good point that the victors get to tell the story. Yeah. That's one of their spoils. Yeah. They get to paint the picture and tell everyone what was really going on.
Yeah. And the information is there, but just the narrative still...
It's just sad that the other side of the story isn't equally heard necessarily. Oh. And it's real heavy. It's a real heavy topic.
Well, that's the thing is I went out in search I went out looking for ghost stories, but I think I found something way creepier.
And way more interesting, honestly. Ghost stories are fun, but an examination of what we really know about the past and ourselves is definitely spookier.
So that does it for Mackenzie's Mausoleum, the Black Mausoleum, and the
Bloody Mackenzie.
Bloody Mackenzie.
It's like saying that.
It's fun to say. So anyway, that's been another episode of Goose Chase. It's been a bit of a long one. We're coming up on an hour and a half here. So,
we always go about an hour and a half.
Yeah, we I guess we do. But I really enjoyed this topic.
We don't chase that goose.
Yes. So again, thank you, Laura, for that topic.
Yes,
that was really,
seriously.
really cool.
Thank you, Laura, for the suggestion.
Yeah, gave me something fun to look into there and kind of creep myself out.
Yeah, I'm glad we did this on this very day, the day after Halloween.
Yes.
All Hallows Eve.
All Hallows after Eve. Mm-hmm. All Hallows Day.
All Hallows Day.
Must
after Eve.
Whatever.
I was born on All Souls Day. I know that much.
Okay.
Because I think my mom got to choose.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They're like right on the line there?
Yeah, well, she was also having a C-section. So they were like, do you want us to wait a little bit? You could be on All Souls Day, or do you want to...
Oh, that's nice.
Or maybe it's All Saints Day. And I'm on one of those days. Someone Catholic tell me.
Don't ask no popes. They're running out of popes. They're
running out of popes.
Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of Goose Chase. I had a blast.
I'm sad, but I'm a better person for knowing it.
Yeah, I feel, know your history. The more, the better.
I think it's okay to be affected by history, and I think we should be.
Yeah.
And it's sad that we don't know more of this stuff.
It's sadder to not know.
Right. I'm really glad that we got to learn about it. And I'm glad that we got to share it with our goslings.
So, we will see you again next week. Christy's episode. Different topic.
Same place. We don't know
place.
what it is yet.
We don't know yet. We're going to figure that out.
You're doing a real Sean Evans kind of...
I am. We're gonna hit you with this. We're going to hit you with that. So, we'll see you next week. Again, on Goose Chase.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Goose Chase. We are Goose Chase Podcast on Facebook and Twitter. On Twitter, our handle is @GooseChasePod, and our website is www.goosechasepodcast.com.
If you have any topics you would like us to research, please email us at goosechasepodcast@gmail.com.
Want to go on a goose chase?
Yes.